Hi friends, this is Ray from Honeytop Bees. I am excited to be with you today. Thanks for tuning in and watching today's video. Did you ever have one of those ideas that you just thought was going to be amazing and then 30 days later you changed your mind? Well, that's the basis of today's video. About 30 days ago, I split a top bar hive and decided to split it into a langstroth hive. Thought it was a good idea, but after managing that hive over the last month, I've decided I really don't like it. And I've got to undo that today by taking that comb off of those top bar hives and putting it into langstroth frames. And so I'm going to kind of undo this great idea that I had that I discovered was really not all that great. The hive is doing good. I just need to fix this problem today. And I'm also going to show you a really good close-up of how to mark a queen if you're interested in that. So thanks for joining me today, and let's jump in.
Coming up.
I've grabbed her by the wings the first time. Now I've grabbed at least 3 of her front legs, and I'm going to put a little dot. I have a top bar hive that needs to be split. It was just absolutely busting out at the seams. And so I thought, well, this is what I'll do. I'll take some of the top bars out of that hive. I'll put them in a traditional langstroth hive. I'll build a little jig for those top bars to rest on.
Oh, no.
That was not a good idea at all. The bees are building honey in here where they shouldn't be because there's these gaps that they're filling in. Managing this hive is difficult to do. It just wasn't a good idea. And that's one of the downsides of the top bar hive is when you need to split it, unless you have several top bar hives that are all the same design and the same size, it's really difficult to do. So I've got to undo all that today. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this apart. Then I'm going to take the comb off of the top bar hives, put it into frames, wrap it and secure it with elastic bands so that it's preserved, and try to make this hive back into a 100% langstroth hive rather than this eclectic, weird mix that I created that's half top bar hive and half langstroth hive. All right, I guess I'm going to call this Operation Fix a Stupid Idea. I've got several deep frames here with elastics already started on them that I will use to secure the comb that I cut out of here. I think I have 3 or 4 top bars in here that need to be changed over to langstroth. I definitely want to make sure that I don't injure the queen at all here in this whole process, which would just make this whole situation go from bad to worse. So let's see what we've got in here today. The only good news is that this particular split at least was successful. They did raise themselves a new queen, and that was good. So, all right, so let me show you what I've got in here. I'll do a close-up for you. All right, so these are my 4 top bar hives. They're resting on a little jig that I made on this side because they were too short. These are 3 langstroth frames that they have hardly started to build out. This is some comb that I'm just going to have to cut off where they're building where it shouldn't be. And my goal is to get rid of these 4 bars today and switch this all over to langstroth and just fix this thing completely. I've got to get all the bees off of them and cut them out. Let's see how it goes. All right, I think I'm going to start by creating some room. They've not even started to draw this one out at all. All right, this is just honey. We've just started to draw this. Frame out on this side. Just keeping an eye out for the queen. Okay, that was the easy part. Now, converting these over. Let me start by just getting one of them out here and see what I've got on it. Got some hatching brood on the bottom and some honey on the top. I don't really need to save the honey, so I'm okay on that level. So I just want to look for the queen. If I can find her and get her clipped, I feel like I can work a little bit more easily here. And she is, I remember I marked her. So there's not a lot of brood on here, so that's actually good. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside.
Hey, take a moment and hit like and subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. I would love to have you continue to join me in my journey of beekeeping. Also, if you've never taken a beekeeping course, I have a full 40-lesson, 5-hour beekeeping course on my website at www.honeytopbees for beginning beekeepers. I hope you'll check it out.
Again, I have a bunch of hatching brood on this one. I don't see her on this frame. And look on the next frame. Thankfully, the bees are super calm today. Okay, there's my queen. Okay, she is. I'm gonna set this in here and get my clip. I thought she was marked. I remember marking her. However, the queen on this frame is not marked. So I'm not sure what happened there. Okay. All right, I've got her now. Safe. All right, I'm gonna set her over here out of the way a little bit so that I know she's okay. Really, I've got to get all these top bars out of here because I've got to clean up the sides. They're building honey on the sides. And of course, it's starting to rain now, which is exactly the way I wanted this to go. I find it very odd that she was not marked. So I'm just looking, make sure this is not one of those weird situations where I've got two queens. I don't see another one. That's a full sheet of brood. And I'll go ahead and take this one back out and put it right here. All right, now this is where I made a mess. I know, girls. I don't blame you for being ill with me. You can see they're building honey inside of my little jig here and along the walls. All right, now I just gotta take this comb and get it into frames. I'm going to use this as my little table, and I'm going to start with the one that had the most brood on it, which was this one. So I'm going to shake the bees off. Problem with these top bar hives is you can't shake them too much because you'll knock the comb right off of the top bar. Let me get this. Now let me cut this weird comb off that they started to make. I will definitely be melting that down. Just gonna let that fall onto the ground. All right. All right, now I'm going to lay this here to measure it. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Look at all that honey, which I will enjoy eating here in a few moments. Okay, I'm going to slide this frame of brood between my elastic bands. I like to try to make it a little bit snug in there. It helps it to stay better. Okay, so now I have one of these done. You can see just the frame of brood. I can set that in. Okay, let's see here. All right, under number 3. This one's going to be a problem because it's already falling off. This is basically the same thing you do when you're doing a cutout out of a house. You just take the brood and put it into frames like this. It's a little bit more of a controlled environment, so that's good. The bees will chew through these elastic bands eventually, and I would hate to be the bee that bites the last strand. I imagine the thing would snap in your face. Okay, so there's number 3. Got a little bit of a honey mess here. I'm going to have to clean up because it's going to cause other bees to come and rob. And then the last one. Get a couple of elastics here. got a lot of honey in it. It's gonna make a big mess. Okay, I think I'll put another elastic on this one. Perfect. All right, so now we've taken all 4 of those top bar frames and made them into langstroths. Add our extra frames back in here. We can leave this hive alone. I'm gonna put the queen back in, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark her while I have this hive open. So I'm gonna go wash my hands because I'm all sticky, and I will be right back. Okay, so to mark this queen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay her on this frame. I have her in a clip right now. And I'm going to lay her on this frame just so that I can easily catch her back. Shake a few of the bees off of this frame. I'm going to get my marking pen ready. This is really important. Make sure it's working correctly. So once you have her, you only have a few seconds to actually marker. Okay, so she's out. Now what I like to do is grab her by the wings, and then I want to grab 3 of her front legs. I'll try to show you this up close. I've grabbed her by the wings the first time. Now I've grabbed at least 3 of her front legs, and I'm going to put a little dot. I like to rub it in just to get below her hairline a little bit. And I'm gonna just gently lay her back on the frame. And she is all marked. She is definitely ready to go hide down below. All right, well that covers today's video, how to undo what you've done. I've got to fill in one more frame here, but I'm glad I did this. That idea of splitting this into that top bar hive into this hive was, looked really good on paper, but really silly looking back on it. So we will catch you on the next video.
Hi, this is Ray. When you hit like, subscribe, or leave a comment, it really helps me to build my channel. So thank you so much.